YIGA cave. For the first time, we are encountering the YIGA clan. They're having a schmooze. This is Israel, and we are using Zelda as a practice environment for getting better at... Who's there? Being more assertive, personal development, video games, and spirituality. It's one of my favorite things. Okay, so we finished the Wind Temple, and we're exploring our way over to the next area. But now that oh my gosh. And we're fighting. I think... Let's fight. And we did not succeed. Perhaps they are too strong for us. We will try a couple more times. So the way that I'm playing this game is with a couple of restrictions on myself. Basically, I want to only use my strongest weapon, unless there's like an obvious reason not to, like breaking things or whatever. I am only using healing items in a pseudo-realistic way. Which means like no eating during a fight. Poof, let's see if I can get them before he teleports. Nope, not happening. But let's do... You know, let's just fight. I forgot about this! And then I'm gonna sort of emulate the Inosuke style. What the heck is this thing? But I'm using it. Attacks so frickin' slow. I don't like that. Let's get out of here. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Whoa, whoa. Are they gonna follow me out? Okay. So now that we're out of the combat, I can eat something. Just, you know, do some exercises. Well, that was intense. I'm trying to emulate Inosuke a little bit from Demon Slayer because he's amazing, and I love that energy for myself. I'd like Soldier Blade. I'd like a little bit more of that. Is this like broken? So maybe these guys are just way too powerful. Is it gonna mark it on here? Yes, it does. Okay, so I don't need to write it down. A little bit like Inosuke, and I'm also playing like my friend Andy is watching, because he will say, we are not doing grass cutting simulator, we're playing for a purpose. And the purpose is for this kind of personal development for myself, and I don't want to lose my way. Excuse me, it seems that I've lost my way. It's important to give it a wide berth. I am familiar with them. You have a souvenir. I don't like that. Okay, can I hit him once before he disappears? Alright, let's see if I can... I don't even have to do anything. That's awesome. He does shoot arrows. So, the Wind Temple skill involves... Whoa, I was blocking. Well, that thing attacks so slow. I don't like it at all. I don't to use a bow. So not wanting to do grass cutting simulator in essence means staying on track. So getting rupees used to be, you know, for those of us that are, you know, dating ourselves, 8-fold blade. It's only 6. It's better than this. You would cut grass and collect rupees. And so if we need money, and we need a little bit of money, that's one thing. But if we need a lot of money, you know, we have a limited amount of time. So let's move ahead. Let's keep things going. So we're going to keep things going. And that's how we're going to roll. And, yeah. So right now we're making our way to try and find the glyphs. This thing. I don't remember what they're called. And there's supposed to be one in this sort of area, because we learned over here. No. No. Where was it that we went to? The Forgotten Temple. This one. We learned in the Forgotten Temple that there's a whole bunch of these glyph things that were left by aliens. And the first king and queen of Hyrule, the king was an alien. Oh, did he wake up? And I thought that he was not going to wake up. Alright, well. And we're looking for a combination of these glyphs. He's just a normal High Knight. Should I fight him? Should I just do it? I really don't want to. Oh my gosh. Oh. He's fighting. I've already wasted a couple of arrows. Should I do it? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Away with you. This is really hard with this weapon. Can I have another weapon? Because this sucks so much. I mean, this is way less you? And so I've become much more comfortable being aggressive since I started this playthrough. I'm tremendously grateful for the exercise. I would highly recommend to everybody, figure out what you're not so good at, and figure out a way to get reps in a game. So I'm going to start doing a couple of other kinds of peripheral extension videos and other different kinds of, whether it be exercise or whatever it is. But in essence, the idea is that any skill that you need to get good at, you need to practice a lot. And some things, it's very difficult to find opportunities to practice. Okay. Let's get this. Palm fruit. Okay, so most of these things, I don't know how useful they were or will be. And I just used a lot of arrows. Horn wrapped in spiked wood. Attach it to a weapon. Or cook it to make an elixir. Okay, whatever. Was it worth it? Soldier's bow. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Was is das? So the opportunity to find reps is priceless and very difficult when it is something where the gap is too large for me to progress. So like if you think about exercise, you know, you do like push-ups against a wall, and then you do push-ups against an elevated platform, and then you do push-ups against the ground, and then you start to do one-arm push-ups or various different kinds of progressions. What happens if I get stuck in the middle of something where the logical progression is too difficult for me? How do I handle that? And with a lot of real-life situations, there's lots of scenarios where that really meaningfully comes up, and it sucks. So if it's something that has to do with, like a raise at work, we have that one. You know, negotiating for a raise, or you know, speaking to somebody that I need to develop confidence for, or taking like a professional risk, something like that. It's often a real challenge to. Whoa, okay, don't fight you. It's often a real challenge to take these kinds of risks, and what I've discovered is that video games are an excellent place to do it. And this has been a tremendous training ground for me, because I can do, like, you know, using my best weapon kind of situation of, like, I have learned that I am hyper conservative, and that I don't use things when I could use them, when I would get the most utils from them. I have never had a situation in this game since I've started where I have needed to grind for arrows or any other items, because it's a well-balanced game. And operating under the presumption that life works like a game, which is the assumption that I am utilizing as a rabbi that uses video games as a primary model for the spiritual worlds, which is something that I intend to do a continuing series on in the future, that the game designer, aka God, or the whatever you want to call God, uses similar game design and world building techniques to actual game designers, because I would argue that they are modeled after each other. Someone may or may not agree. That's up to you. I think you're wrong. If you don't agree, let's debate it. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. But so that the world is going to present us with the kinds of opportunities that we need to do these kinds of things. But sometimes it's hard to find the practice, or it's scary, or whatever. Or maybe you just love playing video games and you're looking for a justification to waste your time, as my lovely mom would subscribe, that video games are not a good use of time. Totally disagree with her. Oh yeah, he is so strong. Those arrows look awesome. I don't really need to put that one there, do I? But yeah, so by having these rules on myself, by always just using the arrows, just using these things, I've never run out of them, and I've melted stuff, like being like, hey, I want to melt this, and it's awesome, because then I'm practicing feeling uncomfortable in real life, and like in my real, actual body, I'm practicing, and and then when I encounter a situation in real life of like, hey, I could buy this problem away. How much money really makes sense to spend? Like, do I really want to buy a bottle of water at a sporting event? Like, but it's $12. It's robbery, but it's really only $12. And if I've already spent, $150 on the ticket, like what are the utils that I'm getting out of this, and what's the net benefit, and all those kinds of things that I would not allow myself to explore at other times in my life. And now I'm exploring it, I'm thinking about it, and then even if I don't make the decision to do something, I'm choosing to not action based on purely choice, not on fear and not on impulse, which is incredibly empowering. So so this game happens to be a perfect testing ground for what I need in my life right now. I would argue that the creator has blessed me with exactly what I need at exactly the time that I need it. Someone else might have a different position on that, but that's my opinion. And if you have a game that you want to play, or you're watching me play Tears of the Kingdom, if you've made it this far in this video even, what is it that you could do in this game or in another that would stretch you? Maybe you've been up all night binge watching YouTube videos, like none of us have ever done that, and it's time to go to sleep. So just go to sleep. I don't need your views. I mean, I would love them, but I don't need them, because that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to share the lesson, and then, tell your friends if there's an opportunity for growth. Okay, here's a balloon top. Is there a puzzle here? Maybe. I might not care, because I'm really just trying to move ahead. Another lesson that I've learned that I love was playing Hollow Knight recently. Was the last game that the last game that I played before this was Hollow Knight, because I'm really, really excited to play Silksong. And I learned that I can just move ahead and not worry about being a perfectionist, because I'm a perfectionistic by nature, and that coming back with more power later on makes a lot of things way easier. And a thing that I've been repeating a lot here is that, was that a fairy fountain? It is. Life is pass fail. It's not tests like in school where you have to worry about percentages. That's not to say that there aren't things that are like that, but most of life is pass fail. And so coming along, that Yiga fight, I could fight on that and try and pass it. And there might be a time and a place for that. But if I'm able to upgrade some of my equipment at this fairy fountain, assuming that it works the way as Breath of the Wild, I'm assuming that everyone here has played Breath of the Wild. If you haven't, then stop what you're doing and play Breath of the Wild first. Why would you do that to yourself? Skipping. Uh, then it's much easier. And that becomes especially important for people in my phase of life, which is being a growed up, as Chucky would say, and with responsibilities and a toodler. Hi, toodlin' toodler. Just turned 3, and my wife's also pregnant. It's going to be an adventure. And so I have a limited amount of time. I've come for your blessing of clothing enhancement. Oh, yeah. Violin player. Violin. Okay, so at least it's not money, right? Violin player. I don't know what to say. See, this is some sort of puzzle thing, and there's going to be some sort of benefit to it. Oh, let's do some cooking. What's that? All right, let's do some cooking. I don't cook very much because I'm moving right along. Move ahead. I'm looking for 1, 2. And what will happen if we do this? Let's make 2 things. So not having enough time in your life is a really interesting phenomenon. And I'm anxious because this game is so long, and I don't want to have to get stuck. I don't want to get stuck in a really long game that I can't finish. And I am sometimes actually enthusiastic about a game being shorter. Oh, nice. Or having additional content that I don't... Oh, that's a super good thing. That's enough cooking for now. Additional content that I don't have to play. Like, I'm going to play through the story of this and get wherever I get. And then... okay, so let's go to this stamp. Then whenever I finish, if I want to see something, I'm just going to watch it on the internet. Ooh, tomatoes! Because I don't have enough time to do all this stuff. But that doesn't mean that I can't meaningfully enjoy it. Are there Korok seeds in these trees? I'm having such a hard time finding them. And I don't remember it being this hard. Okay, let's... Sneaky. Oh, is that meat that he has there? Yes! Excellent! That was pretty cool. Excellent. Nice. Yeah, so the way that I've played games is entirely changed. I am like super conflicted about Diablo coming out because I really want to play it. I played so much Diablo 2. Like crazy. And I really want to play Diablo, but unless I can find another like 12 hours a day, I'm really realistically not going to be able to do it. And so being able to let go of the need for perfection and enjoy the game anyway has been a tremendous practice exercise. Enjoying the scenery, enjoying the world, and seeing that this world can be built to be participated in a multitude of different ways. And that's another like life thing. Not everybody is looking to achieve the same ends, and it's very important for yourself. Can I attach that to something? It's very important for yourself, improved sneak strike, to understand what it is that you want out of your own life and not worry about the other things. Like, Link's job is to find the princess. He's not Beetle. He's not trying to operate a store. I don't need to run a store. I need to save the princess. And Beetle's not trying to save the princess, at least not actively. He's trying to run a store. Do I want to fight them? Is it worth it? I don't see a thing that makes that worth it, so I don't think so. I was looking for the shrine, which is to the right. This way. What's that smoke down there? Where there's smoke, there is stable. And then probably another shrine. Okay. Yeah, so knowing what you need to do, understanding your own purpose and differentiating that from other people and being able to lean into that and understanding that they're not in conflict with each other. They're all part of one big harmonious picture where we get to be part of a big happy family together. And, sometimes it's hard to see that right now because there's so much conflict, at least the perception of external conflict in the world. There's a lot of really interesting things that are going on. But it doesn't need to be that way. And on an individual level, most people are really just trying to live their best life. I mean that in a healthy way as opposed to an unhealthy way, because sometimes that could be misconstrued. What is this? Now we'll pause my socio-political rant. Flappy face. What was those? The shrine. Oh no, it's the tower. It's the tower. So let's go to the tower. We will have to go up this way eventually soon because it's probably leading to this glyph. So we'll go to the tower. We'll see what's at the tower. We'll have a bird's eye view, and then coming from a place of perspective, we'll be able to make a decision. That's pretty deep. You can learn life skills from video games. Yeah, I would really like to talk to Jane McGonigal. If you haven't seen her TED Talk, by the way, search for Jane McGonigal and TED Talks about the power of gamification. And I think she's really just scratched the surface. And I would love to see if she has, or to which degree she has thought about the kind of stuff that I'm interested in, which is like story level, narrative level, world building level game implications. Because gamification and playing with brain chemistry based on reward cycles, that's like Candy Crush. And we're talking about, a comparison from, value of Candy Crush to this. And as much fun or not fun or however someone might feel. Okay, let's see. Can I do this? However someone might feel about Candy Crush, I personally believe that a game like this has so much more value to offer. So much more. Because there are mini games that are like Candy Crush, but there are also, and I say that in the sense that it provides a brain chemical rush that makes you feel good, but that also there's informing about deep elements of life. Oy. Go away. What is this? How's the temperature here? It's pretty warm. Let's do this shrine. And then we'll go to the tower. Actually, we're at 20 minutes. Oh no. Bedrock Bistro. But I'm so hungry. Okay, let's go do the shrine, and then we'll call it a day. Or maybe we'll go to the shrine, and then we'll call it a day, and then start the next episode inside the shrine. So, you know what? Actually, I'm going to call it right now. Thank you guys so much. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and come back next time to see the Bedrock Bistro Shrine.